Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar. I'm going to kick things off real fast today because there's so much to be said, in these market conditions and going into the summer months and stuff. And the topic of this video is really the volatile conditions require stricter rules and more discipline. And we've gone through a pretty decent pullback over recently in the markets, and we've been doing the market updates, and things have been working out. And technically, the market's actually been working well towards the the standard rules we have now. When you read a chart, you can see certain things that play out over and over again on the chart: momentum, volume areas, trend lines, support resistance lines, and adding all these together and taking the best probable trade is really what I'm about. And there's a big difference between listening to the rules and seeing the rules and not paying attention to them, or believing something different. I always go back to it and then say, wow, it's pretty obvious that we could have got a pullback here. Why would I hold on to that? It tells me that right there. And that's just basically the nature of a trader. Traders, we're gonna have our issues with dealing with discipline and patience. Everyone's gonna have that. So going back into really a trade this week, and we're gonna start it back off talking about MDT. I started a couple new features on Day Trading Radio. One was called the Market Radar, and it's really trying to analyze the market, whenever there's a big move about to happen. And it's based on the multiple indicators that I do, and basically momentum and some other criteria there. But it's been working out. We've really called the week well, even though today was a Friday and we're going into a holiday weekend, so we weren't really looking for much light volume. This pre-holiday trade is always a tough one. But going into next week, we have some great setups. And again, as I said earlier, the volatile conditions require stricter rules and more discipline, meaning, anything can come out of Europe and stuff and cause the market to sell off. All right, we can't prepare ourselves for that other than being flat. So, but if that doesn't happen and the market runs up, then you can't prepare yourself for that either, unless you're long. So you're kind of stuck. You have to make that decision, and that decision has to be made. And the decision I want us to make is to take the trades that are appearing and the higher probability setups. And I called out a trade on this week. It was really, we broke it down on Wednesday. I said we're going to watch MDT as one of the stocks we're going to watch going into the next day. And I said, here's a stock that we just go back and we look at the criteria, stochastics, the 60-minute stochastics, which brings the time frame down. We're going to wait until that gets oversold, even if it takes most of the day. We find out lots of times the latter part of the day is when you get the best price, and then the next day you either get a gap up or a run. So it was a great trade. You can see we got oversold. We took the trade. It was also that recognizable pattern, 1, 2, 3 pattern. And from that point on, we got a nice bounce, and we took profits. And you could actually see the stochastics got into an overbought level. And right when it got into an overbought level, we saw that pullback. And what's great about this is you could see this each and every time that you had an opportunity in this stock. There was an opportunity. Here there was here there was a little flat line, and then we kind of gapped down, but we moved up here off of it. But generally, you normally say I put a percentage on here, and I say it's about 75 to 80% probabilities that the signals work out both to the upside and to the downside. And what you have to do is you have to just listen to the signals. You can't guess. You can't take the hopium pill and just hope that the stock market goes higher. The market is here for people to profit from. It's no longer an investing tool. It's a money making tool. And the more volatile it is, the more people could actually trade it. There's algorithms and computers that really run this market. So you have to really adapt yourself to follow that lead and be able to take the buy into that weakness and take the profits when you see the strength. And this is really the best way to really comprehend when momentum is running out, or momentum, or maybe some selling areas are getting slowing down, and buying areas are slowing down, and you could switch sides. It's very obvious. It's very easy, but a lot of people don't pay attention to it enough. So this is what we've switched over to over the last week, and it's been working out great. Again, that MDT trade was a perfect example of that setup. So going forward, on the 10 for 1,000 watch list, we're going to start, doing this more and more often. It's not about, holding the longer term trade. It's more about, let's get in when the probabilities are right. Let's get a little profits, hit those singles. Let's build the batting average up. And the big trades will come along when they come along. Example, Reba, got a nice trade on a Reba last week just by being lucky and getting into a stock that got bought out. But, stay in the quality stocks, and a quality stock has a chance of getting bought out. So there's a lot to look forward to, trading this style. There's a lot to look forward to. It all comes down to discipline and patience. Patience to let your setups come to you, and have enough and discipline to take them and to take profits off of it too, and try to maintain, kind of quell that greed. So you're always looking for a bigger trade. It's okay to get 40 cents on a trade. You don't want to get a dollar every time. And I always say, or 70 cents. What if you get 65 cents? So you can't have that exact target. That's why I try to, on the watch list, we kind of, now I think you're going to see this. We're going to talk about this today. This new feature that, I'm incorporating into Day Trading Radio is really to, maintain that discipline and force you to have that edge, and this is the high probability setups. And basically what I'm doing is merging the high probability setups and the 10 for 1,000 watch list together. All right, so we're picking the 10 for 1,000 watch list from the high probability setup index, which is an index right now, 40 stocks, quality stocks, and we track these stocks. We have the back end programmed in that we track, the price levels, the stochastics, all the indicators, and when they come into a zone, I get the alert, and when they get the alert, we do the charts and we send them out. And then what happens is, if you're on the site and you're trading in the chat room, automatically as your stock approaches that overbought level or oversold level, you'll get that indication. Automatically a robot will come into the room and say so-and-so stock is approaching the overbought levels on a short-term time frame, meaning look to take profits. And it's up to you to do that. That's really, that's where it comes down to making that profit or taking that risk. So let me show you a little bit what you're going to see. I already started filling these stocks in today, and you're going to start to see some of the watch list stocks also. Let me just get this over here. All right. Well, we know what the HPS setup is, and this is incorporated into Day Trading Radio. The Day Trading Radio members get this. This is the high probability setup newsletter / 10 for 1,000 watch list. And what happens is, from the quality stocks that are setting up, we refer back to the criteria that we're looking for, and when that criteria comes up, the alert gets sent out, and you could go to this site and you could click on basically the symbol, and the symbol is going to come up and it's going to give you a chart. It's going to have your notes here, but when you click on the chart, you're going to really be impressed with this. It's a really nice chart here, and basically what you're going to see is the notes. The buy triggers are already on the site and stuff, so you're going to get the buy trigger, the notes, basically an outline of how it's playing out, what we're looking for. So you're going to have your buy trigger, your target, your stop, all in there. And what's really great about this new style and system is you can follow along. This is a real-time chart. So if you open up the chart, you can click on this little arrow and it'll update. It'll update where the price level is. So even if you don't take the trade later on in the week, you can actually click on that arrow. It'll fill in the candlesticks that have already traded through, and you can actually see the direction of the trade. So it's a great little tool just to back test too, because you're already going to get the signals. Even if you don't take the trade, you could actually go to the back test. Now I put these in. There's nothing to back test because it's Friday and there's no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But say you check on this next Thursday and you click this button, you're going to see three little candlesticks. Consumer open up Tuesday, and you're going to see the directional side of the trade and how things are working out, and they'll be updated and stuff. So this is really exciting. I'm really happy to bring this to you. Right now you're going to get this, the video, but this should be up and running within, I would say, hopefully by next week. We'll have this so you can update yourself on the site and actually take a look at some of the different setups here. So you go back to the site, you're going to see the site. You go back to the home, you're going to see all the setups that are triggered. Amazon's on the site this week. You could go to the notes section. A note thing will pop up. It'll talk about the notes that I'm looking at. Very positive. Next week, wait for the 60-minute chart set up, buy triggers, targets, stops, and everything on that. You can click out, and automatically, this is automatically programmed in. So the green means that entry has been hit. I mean, so when you get an entry hit there, you're going to automatically see that alert go out. When that alert goes out, you get that alert saying so-and-so is hit buy trigger. Also on the site, you'll probably there'll be a spot where you could see the HPS 40 alerts. And also, when you're in a trade, this is when you start to see in the chat room, when you go to the chat room, you see those HPS setups. So say you're in Amazon, you're in the trade, and Amazon will scroll through the chat room saying Amazon approaching the overbought level. So you're going to notice that, all right, the overbought level means that the stochastics are approaching that 16-minute time frame. We're going to go here, and this is exactly what you're looking for, because we're looking at getting into Amazon as the stochastics are getting oversold here. So this is going to be a great trade. We have a buy signals, buy triggers, target, and the stop area, and we're coming right down to that trend line. So once we trigger that, we're going to look for that trade up. But also, again, we're looking for a lot of momentum. And if that momentum trade brings us back up there, you'll be alerted to it. And it's not something that you might not, it'll just keep you in the loop much better. All right. So it's a great feature to have on the site. And again, there's so many other options here. We go to the HPS 40, and you can see the 40 stocks that we'll be picking from here. And then from that level on, you can actually view the charts and stuff. And there's just, just a great little method here to kind of keep everything in line and disciplined. NCR, app, Advanced Auto Parts, ZNH, which we're in, and started working out today. Great little setup. And you can see this beautiful channel and a double bottom, and it's oversold on the daily. So everything looks great on this. Buy triggers, targets, everything there. So you're going to see that switch over now from the original 10 for 1,000 watch list to a more detailed 60-minute time frame, in and out type of trade, giving you faster alerts, not holding things as long, but giving you the quality setups. You're not going to find better risk-reward setups. I always say that. You're not going to find them. When you see the results each time, this is giving you a signal. I put a little thumb mark there. You can see the reactionary trade was from that. And this could be both sides. And there's no reason why you can't take shorts in an overbought level or a long and oversold level. But this is now a double bottom here, and we talk about the divergences and and double bottoms versus lower lows and the oversold stochastics, and how this has a bigger chance of moving higher. And that's exactly what you want. You want a better chance when you trade the markets. So this is going to give you that better chance. There's nothing else out there that's going to do it better than this, and I'm happy to bring it to you. We worked hard on it. I got to give RPM a lot of credit for working on it. A lot of the other, actually a few members, Chris and Carmine, has been working hard on the back end on the programming, and I got to give them credit too. They've been really working on this for the last couple months. We've been changing things as we've been going along, just tweaking it and stuff. So it's going to be a great little system here, and things are just about ready to rock on that. So let's just go over some of the watch list stocks. Again, this is a holiday week. I really wanted to concentrate on the MDT type of trade, where we're looking at that 60-minute setup, and here was that 60-minute setup. It was just a textbook trade, in and out, and that's what we want to do, always and always and always, and do that. We're not going to do it all the time. I'm not going to do it all the time. All I can say is sometimes I'm a little too human. I'm too much into sometimes letting things roll a little more. But I understand that, and I think that'll be improved upon. But the entries are great.